Hello everyone, this is Crystal Racing here to announce the sad news that Niki Lauda, F1 triple world champion and non-executive chairman of Mercedes-Benz F1, has died at the age of 70 years old after suffering a long-term illness. And everyone here in the F1 community have all been paying their respects, and here at Crystal Racing I am here to also pay my respects. Niki Lauda was born on February 1949, and when he started motor racing he raced all sorts of categories such as Mini Coopers, Porsches and Chevron sports car, much to the disapproval of his family, who he temporarily stopped being in contact with, and he would take out a bank loan and his life insurance in order to be able to secure a loan so that he could go racing in Formula 2 for March. And then of course at the 1971 Austrian Grand Prix, Niki Lauda made his Formula 1 debut for the same team. After moving to BRM for 1973, Niki Lauda's occasional flashes of speed impressed his teammate Clay Regazzoni, and Enzo Ferrari would later make contact with Niki Lauda, who said that to Niki Lauda that he would go and pay off all of Niki Lauda's huge debts that he was carrying at the time, so that Niki would be signed up to race for Ferrari in 1974, where Niki took 2 wins in his first season of the Scuderia, and had it not been for numerous reliability issues, Niki could have won the World Championship in his first year at Ferrari. As it was, in 1975, everything came right. Niki Lauda took 5 wins and won the championship with 1 race to go at his team's home Italian Grand Prix. However, of course, despite the fact that he continued dominating into 1976, a horrendous accident at the Nürburgring Nordschleife circuit saw Niki fight for his life, and he spent almost 6 weeks in hospital. The horrendous injuries he suffered in the accident would later see the Nürburgring Nordschleife circuit banned from F1, and he would eventually lose the 1976 World Championship by just 1 point to his close friend James Hunt, who of course, as we all know, was a star of the Rush film that appeared in 2013 along with Niki Lauda. Niki Lauda would win the championship for a second time in 1977. However, at this point, he was relying on his consistency rather than his raw speed against drivers like Jody Scheckter, who raced for Wolf, and Mario Andretti, who was racing for Lotus, to secure his second World Championship. And with 2 races of the season left to go, Niki Lauda sat out the final races in North America to prove that he had proven his point to Enzo Ferrari, who had tried to replace Niki Lauda a year previously after the Nürburgring with Carlos Reutemann. 1978 would see Niki Lauda move to Brabham Alfa Romeo. However, the 2 years he spent there would see him only win 2 races, the first of which came at the 1978 Swedish Grand Prix with the controversial Brabham fan car, which had completely annihilated Lotus's ground effect 79 model and was subsequently banned afterwards. After a practice drive at the 1979 Canadian Grand Prix in Brabham's new BT49 Ford Cosworth powered car, Niki Lauda decided he was bored of Formula 1 and he was completely fed up with driving around in circles, so he decided to call his retirement there and then. After having spent 2 years running his own airline company, Niki Lauda returned in 1982 to race for McLaren and won 2 races in his comeback year, winning at the United States West Grand Prix at Long Beach, and only his 3rd race back in Formula 1. 1983 would see Niki Lauda struck down by reliability issues as McLaren were preparing their new Porsche-powered car sponsored by TAG for the 1984 season, where he would go on to win his 3rd and final World Championship. despite his much faster and younger teammate Adam Prost winning 7 races that year. Niki Lauda took 5 race wins and won the championship by just half a point in the closest championship finish face-off in the sport's history. 1985 would see Niki Lauda do one more year of Formula 1 where his final season was ruined by persistent reliability issues. However, he took his final win at that year's Dutch Grand Prix, which has actually turned out to be, to date, the final time F1 has raced at Zandvoort, until, of course, next season, where hopefully the organisers have a very special tribute wrapped up for him. As it was at the Belgian Grand Prix practice session that year, he would also, unfortunately, suffer another accident where he broke his wrist and was forced to miss the European Grand Prix at Brands Hatch. And as it was, even though he returned for the season-ending races at South Africa and Australia, which of course was the first time F1 did an official F1 race at Australia, at Adelaide, Niki Lauda decided to announce his retirement. And, you know, ever since he's retired, he has been a consultant for Ferrari. He was the team principal for Jaguar in 2001 and 2002. And, of course, most recently, he has been the non-executive chairman for Mercedes-Benz. And he was indeed the person who was responsible for signing up Lewis Hamilton as Michael Schumacher's replacement. And what a signing it has proven to be. He leaves behind wife Bridget and 5 children, including former racing driver Matthias Lauda, and of course 2 very young children who of course were born to his second wife Bridget, who are both only 10 years old. All our thoughts and condolences are with his family at this time, and we shall salute and celebrate the life of Niki Lauda here at Crystal Racing. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, pay your condolences, and I'll see you again very soon.